Welcome to the DailyM podcast. It's my 54th birthday. Woohoo! I enjoy celebrating birthdays and mine is no exception. Through the years, I've made it a point to do a gathering of any kind because my greatest gift is to spend time with those I love and those that mean a lot to me. Sounds like that might be easy to accomplish any time of the year, but as you experience, time with family and friends, quality time together, is sparse, if at all, in our way too busy Silicon Valley lifestyle. It's interesting that this year I am the same age my mom was when she passed away. Now that I am this age, I'm even more startled at not just the brief life my mom had, but the sense of vitality and youthfulness I feel, like a child seeing the excitement of what's ahead. Lately, I've learned that more and more people are on some form of antidepressants. I'm alarmed about that, and given my enthusiasm at my age, I'm saddened. I have family members that are mentally ill and understand the power in a drug that can set the course right in our ever-complex brains. But I think the kind of depression most common out here in this neighborhood goes like this. Get up very early, get kids and yourself ready for work and school, do your job at a desk with extreme deadline pressures, pick up kids and take them to after-school activities, make dinner, help with overwhelming loads of kids' homework, walk the dog, and then lie down for a few hours from complete exhaustion. Filtered in there is holidays to prep for, kids' appointments, applications, events, and the emotional roller coaster as they grow. Vacations, responsibility for parents, work on weekends, traffic management, and the time needed to keep a marriage going. I would say I'm exaggerating, but I'm probably not, and actually missing things in this routine life. I'm not saying we can't be happy doing this, but I am saying that over time something in you goes dormant, your spirit. If you know Il Fornaio restaurants, then you know that they are vibrant Italian restaurants, each unique, full of fantastic, authentic homeland food, and so electric with warmth and joy when you enter one of the establishments. I worked for them for about 10 years. There was a time when the company went public. In less than a year, we were being compared to Cheesecake Factory and other chains, and our pressure to increase was intense. All of a sudden, we were systemic with procedures, auto this and that, penny conscious, meeting driven, and rewarded for good numbers. All this was smart since we live in an economic world, but it dulled any real life we held in spirit. No creativity, no spontaneity, no individuality, no recognition of the energy within the dining rooms, no regard for authenticity, and no fun in any meetings. Within 2 years, Il Fornaio thankfully got out from shareholder handling and is now, after years of therapy, back as they were, alive. I share that analogy to give you a perspective, but seriously, that's much the same way it can happen to us too, as human beings being dulled down in our spirit, resulting in depression. Unfortunately, what happens after so long is that we forget how to be, and even when we get a chance for some freedom, we can't do it because we've been incarcerated for so long. Maybe this doesn't sound traumatic, but couple that with lack of movement and a deeper recipe for despair results. Studies will tell you that the body is meant to move. Moving will ensure mobile joints and lack of atrophy as circulation is enhanced through moving. We need movement even in the brain. But in our world today, a lot of routine movement has gone away. Not long ago, we used to labor in the fields. Now we labor at our desks. We used to carry groceries up the stairs or walk outside to get our mail. But today, with the press of a finger, our groceries are delivered and our mail is in our inbox. Even shopping is different, as it's either shipped to our door through Amazon or we've called Uber to take us any place we want to go. No more walking through parking lots. Technology advancement is great, but we need to be careful as to what price we pay for it. My guess is that we've gone a little too far and it's showing up in depression and loneliness. I certainly don't mean to be so doom and gloom in this post because after all, it's a great time to be alive as I sit here on my birthday. But as I review my life and how alive I feel, I know it's not because I'm special or anointed any more than you are. So what gives? If you know me, then you know my life has been busy with yoga, almost 20 years of practice. And while my livelihood, vacations, and social life revolve around my yoga, You need not look to that kind of consumption to get the goods that I've gotten. All you need to do is decide. Decide to put yoga in your life every day or at least 5 times a week. Why? Well, for starters, you'll move. 90 minutes of a Bikram yoga practice guarantees that every part of your body, inside out, bones to skin, fingertips to toes, will move straight, back, side to side, forward and backward. This movement greases the joints, carries the blood, sends the oxygen, and takes out the trash. No slowing down because your back won't hurt. No Botox because your skin gains and keeps its elasticity. No insomnia because you've boosted melatonin. And no anxiety because you've stimulated, regulated, and created serotonin and other neurotransmitters in your brain. So move. Studies are starting to show that depression is associated with abnormalities in the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain just behind the forehead. Dysfunction in this area of the brain can wreak havoc with negative emotions and result in poor behavior choices and spiral into exaggerated anxieties, creating overwhelming levels of stress. I'm not saying yoga or Bikram yoga is the cure, but we push against and stimulate that area of the brain 16 times in one class. Our bodies are an immeasurable storehouse of wisdom, and given the right gesture, maybe we can reignite lost use or atrophied areas and bring back homeostasis, or the natural resources inherent in a healthy body and a healthy mind, therefore never having to fall into a deprivation or lack somewhere, causing a disruption to the body-mind performance. Research is also telling us that when we interact with other people, family, friends, or other, we also relieve depression. So just coming to the yoga studio and saying hi to your peers mitigates loneliness and depression. It makes sense, as we know intuitively that as humans, we are meant to interact and socialize. Get involved in a yoga community, and that alone will lift your spirits. And yet, while the above is information enough to get you going or keep you going with your yoga practice, what else it does is protect you from the one sin we can't live with, being mediocre. This is just not how we are made or what we are made for. Doom and gloom can strike at any time, and before you know it, you are rolling in depression, suffering to understand the point of your life. Not good. We are not our bodies, and we are not our minds. So do your yoga, and then both your mind and your body are seated in the correct place, and you have dominion over their usage. Yes, we have responsibilities to adhere to in our own worlds, and when looked at, they can seem monotonous and over time, mind-numbing. But this perspective can shift when you've gotten superior to the power it once had over you. That happens by taking the control back in the yoga room. And in my opinion, it should not be a choice. Decide to make it a responsibility, just like the other ones you are accountable for, and advance in inspiration, making every activity you do full of presence and life. Your birthright is to have an ocean-sized life and not one keeping you in a creek bed full of stuck circumstances. Maintaining overall health in body and mind sets up the victory and lifts you out of a perpetual victim lifestyle. Your sense of vitality can't live small. So when your body is in place, your mind will follow, and your spirit will have a place to live, supersizing your life with energy and joy. I know because I'm living proof. As I reflect on the fullness of my life, rich in experience and abundant in blessings, the one piece that's made all the difference is my yoga. It's helped me to run my life with individuality, creativity, laughter, authenticity, spontaneity, and faith, making my spirit vibrant and advancing, with a body and a mind submissive and long-lasting. Depression is an epidemic right now in our world, which will increase if we don't take the reins back and advance what is inherently ours, a thriving life. Do yoga.